Right, what's happening? Yeah, it is 31 Days of Crime, and we are coming heavy and hard with this one, yeah. It's called The Fake Burner Black, and this is heavy. Listen, this is heavy. Big shout out to the lads from Glasgow, no disrespect, you know what happens. If you know, you know, yeah. Obviously all fictional, but if you know, you know, and there's me and there's me heart, and you know that wasn't me, but let's get into it, right? So I'm in jail, right, I'm in Bolton jail, and I was doing about 12 months. I had 12 months to do, right? So get out after about 6 months, so I mean, this kid comes in from Glasgow on his own, and he'd been arguing with some lads from Liverpool and that, and you know, whatever, not my business. I tried to keep out of it, but no, what lads, you started coming to the pad though. Nah, you can't start coming to my pad, mate, I'm telling you now, you can't, you know what I mean? So I'm like, listen lads, I know you are, blah. They're like, well listen lad, I'm like, lad, lower your tone first for the start, use it in my area, yeah. This isn't your area, this is my area. Have some respect, lad. I'll listen to what you're saying out of respect, but don't start coming to me pad like, because you know, if anyone, I don't give a fuck who you are, who you think you are, you start coming to my pad like that, lads, it's gonna go, yeah. He's my pad mate. If you've got beef with him, see him outside, see him on association, get him in the showers, yeah. Don't be coming to me fucking pad, lads. Alright, sound. So I don't know what's going on, and all these kids are on phones asking who I am and this, that, and I'm no one, like I say, I'm no one, but listen, this is where I'm living for the next 6 months, right? I live here, yeah. You're not coming to my pad trying to threaten me and all this and that, yeah. Listen, lads, we're in the north of Liverpool. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, sound, lad. So I'm being sound them. Listen, I wear Scousers, right? And it is what it is. And they're like, all right, sound. So in the jail at the time, I had lads on the savory. I had screws doing bits for me. I had it boxed. I'm not saying I was in charge of it, but under radar, I had it boxed. Do you understand me? Because I'm not loud. I don't put myself out there. But lads, you start coming to my pad where I live, regardless of what it's for, then you're gonna get me involved, aren't you? And that's that. I don't want to go and tangle up with people from Liverpool over people who aren't from Liverpool. But I'm asking you nicely first, lads, keep your beef in the gym, in the showers, or on association, or even education. Don't bring it to me pad, lads, yeah? So then my mate's come in, and my mate's done a box. He's done a box with secure record. He's took a box and that, but he got nicked. Ended up getting an A for it. He's like, what's that, lad? I'm like, oh, lad, what are you doing here? He's like, what's happening with you and them? I said, what do you mean, what's happening with me and them? He's like, what's happening with you and the lads from the south? I'm like, what are you on about, lad? What do you mean? How? And I'm thinking, how's he saying that to me? What does that even mean? What are you on about, lad? And he's going, yeah, lad, listen, I've been told this, I've been told that, and they're going to rush the pad. I'm like, who's told you that, lad? He's like, some kid there, and I'm like, oh, lad, just ignore it, they're not going to rush no pad, lad. No one's coming to this pad, lad. And he's going, well, listen, lad, you know, if you leave me in there, I'm like, all right, but to be fair, he's not like the person who I'd call on, so I wouldn't call on him anyway. I've got my own mates in there, but, you know, not being horrible, not being disrespectful, but lad, I wouldn't even call on you, lads. You're not going to help me in any way. You're like the fucking gingerbread man, lad. You just get snapped in half. I'm sitting in the pads one day, and I'm talking to this lad's a jock, right? And he's talking to me, and you know, he trusts me, and we're talking, he's telling me about his family and all that. And his family are these major players from up north, right? They're up Glasgow, they're a heavy family, do you know what I mean? And you know, you probably know who they are now, but I'm not going to mention no names, but these are heavy, right? But guess what? We're not in Glasgow, mate, we're in Liverpool, and it doesn't matter who you think you are. And I'm trying to talk to him, saying to him, listen, lad, it doesn't matter, listen, He's going, but lad, you got me back. I'm like, no, I haven't, lad, not really, no, because I don't even know you, lad. I'm only on a little shitty sentence, lad, you know what I mean? It's only a snide sentence, lad. So, not really, lad, no, I'm not really looking on going to jail and then coming out with all kinds of beef from everywhere, lad. I've got my own beef, lad. I've got more fucking beef than the Sainsbury's, lad, you know what I mean? So, I'm not really looking at it, lad. And he's going, oh, all right, son, I respect you. Lad, I don't deserve respect yet, but you know what? I deserved it in the end, mate, and here's why, right? So, this kid ends up like, I've took a shine to him, I've took a liking to him, and, you know, he's on the phone, he's talking to all these firms up in Glasgow, and I've ended up talking to half of them, and this, that, I've heard of them, and, you know, they're saying, lad, we've heard it, and then they where they have or they haven't, who knows, but it is what it is. So, we had these lads, and these lads, they were grafting for me, so I was making dough while I was in there on the phones and all that, you know what I mean? And county lines, and we're doing the bobby, we're doing the white and all that and all that. So one of these kids gets on to me, I think it was his uncle, and he's like, can you get me this, can you get me that? I said, yeah. He said, how are we going to get it? I said, well, listen, lad, I said, if you're coming to collect it, it's going to be cheaper than delivery. He's like, all right, but can you deliver? I said, I can get it sorted to you. Yeah, he's like, all right. So gets on the phone and I get him a little parcel and it's all good and all that. Those days are going on and these start getting on me all the time. They're getting on me. They're phoning in to speak to me and this, that. And they're like, listen, blah, 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 blah. And the dough there, it's 100% and this, that. You know what I mean? It's a proper sound little network. So I'm starting to make dough off these where they're becoming a need. I don't need them, but I want them. I want them around me because I'm making major dough. And these are the kids from the south of Liverpool. They're starting to be a bit loud now. And because I'm not being loud myself, I don't know whether they're taking it as a weakness, but yeah, lads, listen, lads. So one of the main ones, Adam, I call him the main one because he was the biggest one, Adam, and he looked like he was the hardest one, Adam, and he seemed to like tell the others one what to do. I said, come here a minute, lads. He's like, what? So I said, yeah, come in the pad a minute. So I'm sitting in the pad with him. I'm like, yeah, build a joint, blah, 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 we're on association, blah, 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 get in the bog, smoke the joint, you know what I mean? You know what it is, like, put the fucking towel by the door and all this, all that. So we're in the bog, and if you've never been to the bottom, then you've got pads there, your pad, and you've got a bog separate to it, you know what I mean? So we're in there, we're covering all the holes and all that, having a joint, and you know what? The kids being like Sammy and that, but, you know, when you look at someone, and you think, he might just be stoned and that, but I'm not really feeling what he's like. He's saying things, but it's not really coming across as true to me, you know what I mean? It's like he's sizing me up, and, you know, like I said, I don't start thinking of anyone, and you know, it is what it is, but you're in my pad, lad, you're in my house, this is my gaff, lad, yeah, so you've got to protect your gaff, haven't you, no matter what. So I can't just have all these left, right and centre people just coming through, thinking that it's just trying to just start bursting pads while I'm in there, obviously, do you know what I mean? So I'm talking to my mates and all that, and this kid who's coming off the security call and all that, he's going to me, nah, listen, lad, I said, all right, I said, do me a favour then, lad, I said, be my eyes and ears on it then. He's like, all right, Sam. So this kid then gets moved to another wing, right, and on the other wing, there's more of these other kids, because they didn't put them all in the same wing, they must have split them up, I don't know, whatever, they must have thought, yes, we have that. These me eyes and ears, and as the days are going past, you know what, there was a lad, right, listen, big shout to Softy from Old Swan. I'd love to see him again, you know, I swear to God, I'd love to see him again. So, big shout to Softy, and because he was just stoned. He's just one of them kids who's stoned and just tells you how it is, but then looks at you as if to say, have I just said something wrong there? Do you know what I mean? So we're getting on, right, and it was association, I can remember it was association, right, and we were just all out there, and I'm out there, and we're playing pool, and we're watching telly, and all this, and all that. And this kid comes over to me from the South End, and he goes to me, what's happening, lad? But you know where you say to someone, what's happening, lad? And then you say to someone, what's happening, lad? So I've looked at him and said to him, what, lad? And he's like, what? I said, what do you mean, what? I said, you just bounced over to me, what's your problem, lad? He's like, nah, lad, you know what, lad? We've been talking, who the fuck's we? Who's we? So I'm straight away just like, who's we, lad? Who's been talking about me, lad? And he's going, no, well, listen, I'm not fucking tell me to listen, lad, who you're talking to? So he's ended up just going, bang, and just proper put him clean out, right? It weren't like because of what's going on, it's because lads don't fucking roll up on me like that in the middle of one, like I'm some muppet, lads, you know what I mean, on association. The fuck are you talking to, lad? So I just proper give it to him. So I've been rushed, took down the block, blah, you know the script and all that. So I'm in the block for about a week and all that, just thinking, you little rat, I thought, who's he fucking talking to me? So I've come out, and then one day the main lad, who I call the main lad, he's come over and be like, oh, listen, lad, no beef, lad, you know, you've took him the wrong way. And I'm like, lad, what do you mean I've took him the wrong way, lad? What do you mean I've took him the wrong way, lad? So my back's up now, right, and I'm just thinking, who the fuck do these think these are? Now, I'm not even going to start being a bellend and all that, right, but listen, lad, don't start coming to me when you're from fucking dad to think you can start dictating, tell me what I can and can't do. Yeah, you're in my fucking area, lad. This is my area, these are my people, who the fuck do you think you are? So me backs up a little bit now, and they're like, well, do you know him? I'm like, fucking start all throwing names in like that to me, lad. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about no one, lad. I don't care about no one, lad. Anyone comes to my fucking pad, yeah, and it'll be one of the last things you do, mate. I guarantee you right now. I don't care who your fucking mates are, who you what is, where. And then this other kid comes and goes, he's with such and such from the South End. Now, who he said to me there is a big player down there, but guess what? he's my fucking mate. So I'm like, is he? Yeah. Is he? Yeah. So gets back to the pad and all that. So in my head, I'm like, I can't wait till it's quiet and time, I'll phone him. So I phoned this big lad from the South End. I'm like, what's happening? He's like, fucking hell, lad, what's happening to you? I'm like, I'm in Walton, and he's like, you lad, yeah, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, yeah, do you know these lads? He's like, yeah. I said, lad, he's just starting to throw names around. He's like, to you? I said, to me, lad. And he's going, lad, tell me, mate. I'm like, I won't. I said, I won't, lad. I said, you know what, lad? It's for their best interest that you tell them that you're my mate. And he's going, all right, lad, all right, lad. He's like, what's wrong with you, lad? You sound like proper edgy there. I'm like, listen, lad, I'm at the end of my fucking tether with them, lad. As I explained what's going on. I said, like, I already know now that this lad who I'm talking to is their main backup. I know for a fact, I already know, because he's like one of the major lads from down there. But I've known him for years. I'm not saying I'm proper tight with him and all that. You know exactly what I'm about to this now. I'm not saying I'm proper tight with him, but we're mates. Yeah, we're mates and we've done bits. So, do me a favour, lad, before your little fucking pawns get wasted, yeah, and have a fucking word for me, lad. He's like, lad, I'll speak to him. So, a few days gone past, and this other kid comes over, the big lad who called from the South End, and he's like, oh, lad, what's happening? I said, what's happening? And he's got a whole different demeanour. He's like, I've just been talking to blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah. He's like, and he said that. I said, lad, we're mates, lad. I said, we're mates. He's like, all right. He went, well, listen, lad, just squash all that. And I'm like, do you know what? The only problem is, who do you think you are to tell me to squash anything? I know that might sound trivial, but listen, lad, you've got no say in the matter. Yeah, I'll do what I fucking want when I want, and you've got no say in it. Do you understand me? Because you know your backup, he's my mate, and he's already told me, lad, he doesn't give a fuck about you. You're only a muppet little grafter. And he's going, what? I'm like, what? I said, what, lad? So just before it is, I'm just gone bang and just give it to him, and that's that, right? Absolutely folds him with half a think. You're only a mushroom, lad. You go to the gym, yeah, you're a juicehead, but you can't fight. Do you know what I mean? You get people like that, I'm big, and you know, I've got this fucking extra small infant baby t-shirt on, and I think I'm mad. Lad, just being proper dropped. Get the fuck off me landing before I waste you, lad. So tensions are rising right now. This lad from Glasgow, he's like been on the back foot a little bit, but listen to me, he's an hard fella. There's no way. I already know he is, but I haven't seen him in action yet. And it's sort of bringing me to the forefront of it where, lad, this was your beef, right? So I'm sitting there padding, I'm like, we're having a joint, we're having a stripe and all that. And we're just chatting. Now he's been padding me for a few weeks now, do you know what I mean? So when you're with someone for that long, you stand and we've got phones and them and this day, and I'm talking to all, I'm doing graft with his fucking uncles and all this and all that, and his family and all that. I understand right now that it doesn't make a difference. But make no mistake, if I'm in Glasgow, these are to be feared. These are the boys. These are the proper boys, right? But I'm not in Glasgow, like I'm saying to you. I'm in fucking Liverpool, and these are my boys, you get me? So I've got lads coming over from all kinds, from Anfield, fucking Walton, Kirkdale, all the firms and all that. I've got fucking lads from Kirby, Bootle, do you know what I mean? And what, lads, what? So we've ended up being like, I've been talking to them, and it must have looked like I was planning something, but I wasn't planning something. But one of the lads who I was with was planning something, but that is nothing to do with me. And he goes to me, have you seen him on visits? And I'm like, he was like him, and I'm the lad who called the big lad from the South End. And I'm like, nah, lad, I haven't been on a visit with him once. He's going to me, lad, he gets proper parcels. And I'm like, lad, he's going to me, lad, he's getting proper spoons. Now, if you don't know what spoons is, I'm not even going to repeat it. But if you do, then you know what's happening next. So I already know that these kids are told they're not messing around, they've been doing the recce, they've been watching them and all that. And I'm just thinking, because I've been seen with them and it's going to look like it was something to do with me. But I'm not in a position, right? Because like I say, I just keep myself to myself, right? Listen to me, I keep myself to myself. I'm not loud, but if you start bringing it to me past, then it's, you know, you're going to have to kill me or I'll kill you. And that's just the end of it, you know what I mean? But these kids, right, from the north are looking on just spooning this kid on his next visit. And I'm just thinking, if they do that to him, he's going to think that's something to do with me. And it's just going to go. But to be fair though, that cheeky, I half wanted to go. Do you know what I mean? I half wanted to go, but I don't want to be the I don't want to be the cause of it, but I'm only on a little fucking shitty sentence, mate. I only want to be in and out, shit shave, see you later, do you know what I mean? So this lad from Glasgow, he's like, oh, as I've told him, being like, and he's like, oh, you remember, what do you reckon's going to happen? I said, what's going to happen? I said, if they do that to him, these are going to come to this pad. And he's like, yeah, I said, so let's start making weapons. So we're making weapons. Because I already know what's going to happen. There's fucking no way it's not going to happen. And I'm not going to say to them, you can't do that. Because they'll just be like, you can't do that. And I'm just, it's not my business. It's just not my business. You know what I mean? I've got shit to come back to. I've got to get out. You know, I'm making dough. I'm happy. So, you know, we've made connections and all that. So, anyway, this one day, right? There's these lads from Turkey, right? One says to me, what's that? I'm like, what's that, lad? And then it just is from a path across the way I'm from. Lad, shouts my name and all that. So I'm thinking, who's that? I'm like, what's that? He's going, what's happening? I'm like, no. And this kid, he's fucking mad. He's just, he's fucking messing, you know. And what he's done is, a busy tried to nick him. And he's ended up it was a bird as well. He's ended up plugging like 15 times in the head. And I was like, fucking hell, lad, because I heard about it on the telly and all that. And so I ended up talking to him and all that in the wing, and I'm like, what was it like? He went, lad. I was like, you're mad, you. So long to get. He's like, lifed off, lad. I was like, yeah. And Nick, listen, this kid, he's proper, he's fucking another level in me. He's got nothing to lose now. He's lifed off. He's got a wreck of about 35 or something like that. He's maybe not that much, but he's got a heavy wreck, you know what I mean? Where he's just not getting out for a good long time. He's got to be, listen, lad, anyone says it to you, blah, 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 blah. Now, it's not like I need him, it's just like we're mates, and you know when you've got someone who's an absolute psychopath like that, who's your mate in there, he'll do anything because he's got nothing to lose. It's on your side, mate, it's on your side. So I'm talking to him, he's going to me, lad, you're a boss draw around here. Now, this is, I'm going a bit off topic, but this is how fucked up it is, right? I said, I can draw, lad, yeah, because I'm an alright little drawer. I'm not saying I'm an artist, I'm not saying I'm fucking, you know, I'm not saying I'm fucking Michelangelo or like that, but I can draw. She goes to me, lads, will you draw me bird a fucking Valentine's Day card? I said, who's your bird? He told me, he says, you still with her? He went, yeah. I said, go on. So I just sketched him a little fucking, you know what I mean, little card. And he's going to me, lad, that is proper sick, that's sick. He's going to make the tits bigger. I'm like, I haven't got a rubber. He's going, lad. So he's going, get a rubber. Yeah, the screen brought the rubber over to him, a little fucking eraser. So I've made the tits there big and all that. I don't know where he's going with that. He's going to me, lad, that's like proper material in it, you know. Like, lad, it's a drawing with pencils and crayons. It's only for a laugh, it's just this what it is, you know. You make that, you know, well, fucking do me make the favour. So, me doing him that favour means he'll actually kill for me. So anyway, a day comes, right, and this lad who's from the South End, he's come back on a visit, and his pad's being rushed, mate, and he's just being proper spooned, right? Proper. Oh, imagine that answer, yeah. You'd never be the same again, would you? You'd just go all out and kill every single person involved, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, so these kids have got all kinds of them, they've got lemons and that. So one of the lads comes over and goes, yeah, lads, with some lemon. I'm like, yeah, that is what it is. We're in jail. Just pass me some lemon, lads, pass me some lemon. So it started like raising eyebrows and all that. And then this kid, who's the main kid, he's phoning me, being like, well, that was that anything to do with you? I said, nah, that was nothing to do with me. Lads going, like, that was my swag. And I'm like, listen, lad, that's nothing to do with me, you know, lads. I said, so he's like, all right, I believe you. He's like, well, don't the lads who've done it? I went, yeah, he went, what do you reckon? I said, here's what I reckon, lad. I reckon you've got problems, lad. He's like, do you reckon? I said, well, I said, I know. I said, I already know, lad. I said, I know what they are and all that. Now, these lads who I'm talking about, you've heard of them. But they're not me mates. Let's just say that as well. They're not me mates, but I'm on them, and they'll be on me. And we'll, you know, it is what it is. So they're not me mates, let's just say that. I don't associate with them and all that. I don't agree with some of the things they've done, but, you know, sometimes it is funny. You've got to admit they are funny. So anyway, because long story short, right, it's time for me to get out. Nothing's happened over that. The lads from the South End, they've just been liked and all that. So I ended up getting out, right, and I've still got contact with these lads from Glasgow. And the lad who's in the party was paddle, but he's still talking to me because he's got a phone, so he's phoning me and all that. He's out in a bar. I think he had a year left after me, something like that, or he was going to get, maybe if he got tagged, he'd be a little bit less. But so I'm going up there and I'm talking to his uncles and all that. And they're like, what you do? I'm like, this, that. And I'm like, what's the graph like up here? He's like, well, there's loads of Scousers up here. Now, these lads up there, this firm up there, I know them. and they're just bang on. They're sending all punters fucking texts and menus, and then the punters are getting messages off busy saying, we know you've been in contact with people from county lines, and I'm just like, oh my God, these are mad, these. So anyway, it ends up being some big crazy operation, but I was on the side of that operation, right? I was nothing to do with it. I wasn't doing nothing up there, but I was up there, I was watching it. I was like, so he's gone, he's gone, he's gone, he's gone. So there's a massive gap in the market, right? And the lads from Glasgow, they can get their own bits and that, but I was giving them proper cheap and that for what they were doing. But they weren't doing what I was doing, because I was doing Bobby and that at the time, do you know what I mean? And they were doing Lemo and all that, so I'm not going to start messing out them like that. So I'm like, all right. He's like, well, lad, there's a market, there's a gap in the market for Bobby and that, so do you want to jump in? And I'm like, I'll jump in, lad, but only if it's sound, because, you know, you start bouncing up to Glasgow thinking you're on one, you're not going to last long, mate. It was the murder capital of Europe at one point, mate. These aren't messing around, these Glasgow lads, they're heavy, they're heavy, they're heavy. So I met this kid, but he's dead now, God rest his soul, yeah, R.I.P. lad, yeah. I loved that lad, mate. He was my proper good mate, and I don't even know what happened to him. I just got a message one day saying he's dead, and I didn't want to phone the family and ask why or not like that. So he's just brown bread, and that's it. It must be nearly a year, or maybe just over a year now. Do you know what I mean? That's from now in 2025. So I don't really want to go into it. But if anyone does this now and you know what I'm on about, you know exactly what I'm on about, right? And he was my good mate. I loved that lad. Do you know what I mean? And we had proper good times. And this time he left a few young kids, and it's just like it's like the spectrum of, you can either smash it or you can either die by the sword. Yeah, this kid died by the sword, right? And you know what? I can just imagine that whatever's happened to him, he's gone down fighting me. Let me tell you that right now. So now my mates who I'm with, they've brought this like other people into the fair and that. And normally we all agree on someone, but I wasn't there. I was in jail, so he brought his kid into the fair. And this kid, lad, he's dead loud, and he's like, he's obnoxious. He's like, do you know what I mean? He thinks he's all this and that. So when I first met him, he's been a little bit like steadfast with me. So I've been like, put your fucking shoulders down now, lads. You know, what the fuck are you on about? And he's just gone, brrr, do you know what I mean? I said, listen, lads, don't start shouting your mouth off like that. Yeah, because here's why. When you're out and about doing what you're doing, you're not just you. You're representing us. And we've got a good little name. We're all right. I'm not saying we're big time. I'm not saying nothing like that. I'm not saying we're the hardest people. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not calling no one else. I'm not trying to be no one. I'm just telling you that to people who know us, we're all right. We're sound with them. We're not rats. Do you know what I mean? And we're fair. And, you know, if people do something wrong, or we'll listen to how they've done it wrong, and if it's been just sheer disrespect, then they'll get it. But if it's been a little mess up where they've been nicked or something, then we'll be fair with them. And that's the difference between being loyal to the core and, you know, you don't snake your own family, do you? So even if you've got someone who's in your firm and that, because he's in my firm, I've got this sort of respect for him, which is natural, because you'd have to, well, what's he in your firm for? Now, my mates are not stupid, so they brought him in, but I don't know him, right? So, oh my God, you stupid little boy. You stupid little boy. Now what he's done is, we've been up in Glasgow, and we've been doing the naughty and all that, and we've got like, listen, you don't understand how hard it was for me to get into that position where it's okay for us to do that. Yeah, I've gone through firms and the firms, and we've had beef, and then it's been solved by this family up there, and this, that, because everyone's just fucking paranoid of this family, and there's a good reason to be paranoid of this family. Yeah, they're heavy, they're fucking heavy, mate. So we've got in there, I've got in there, I'm going up there myself, and you know, at first when I start graphs, I go up there myself, and I get it going, all that, and I'm going, la. Now, we had oh, that little rat, listen to what he done. This kid, who's the new kid, has gone up to one of the Glasgow boys, right? He was on a different firm, but he's in the same sort of firm, but not the legit firm. Do you know what I mean by that? He's like an offspring of their firm, but they're still the same firm. And sold him a burner phone. That was a blag, right? He's blagged the kid. So when he's gone up there, he showed him all the calls, he showed him how it's ringing and all that, and then he swapped chips, right? Oh my God, lads, what are you doing? Now he's representing us, isn't he? So he's representing me and my mates to Glasgow, who are my mates as well. So I've built up trust, and I've built up like loyalty, and I've never dogged no one, and I'm not a dog. I'd never do that, right? If you're my mate, you're my mate. If you're not, you're not. But I can be your best mate or your worst enemy in the click of a finger, if that's how we're rolling, right? So I'm not onto what's really going on. and I didn't know this was going on. And then one day I just gets a call off one of the main lads in Glasgow. Listen, lads, what's happening here? I said, what's happening, lads? He's like, Tom, what's happening to me, lads? And I'm like, wow. So I took a step back thinking, have I fucking heard that right, or am I tripping my box up? So I says, what do you mean, lad? And he's like, listen, lad, you're fucking blindsided. I'm like, what do you want about, lad? He's going, listen, lad, your mate, he shows a fake black banner, and, you know, it's on you, and, you know, he's made out it's all strapped up when it's not, and this, that, and, you know, and I'm like, whoa, lad, what he's like, and he's took the fucking dough, lad, and he's given us products on a false fucking resemblance that, you know, who does he think he is? He think he's clever, and he's with you, so that means you must be in on it. And I'm like, lads, what are you on about? He's like, what you on about me? So in the end, I'm like, listen, lads, who the fuck are you talking to, lads? Who are you talking to? Why are you speaking to me like that, lad? Put such and such on. He's like, I fucking won't, you'll deal with me. I'm like, I won't fucking deal with you. Put him on now. You're fucking no one, lad. So he's put the phone down on me, and then about an hour later, this other fella's phone me, and he's like, all right, Scouse. I'm like, not really, lad. Like, well, lad, here's the bottom line of what's happened. Your mate's come up in your name. I'm like, no one's in my name, lad. He's like, well, lad, he's come up in your name. I'm like, no one's in my name, lad. He's like, he's come up in your name. I'm like, stop fucking talking to me like that, lad. And he's starting to get his back up with me as if to say, who the fuck do you think you are? But I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are? So this is going to be like a tornado, yeah, meets a hurricane, yeah, and it's going to go. And I don't want it. I don't even know what, I don't really understand how or why this has been even able to happen. So what's happened is he's bumped in, right, and it was only for pennies as well. It was only 50 grand. I make more than that a month with these. So he's like, all right, well, Sam, I'll tell you what, then, lad, if it's not you, and it's not to do with you, then bring him up to us. And I'm like, I'll bring him up to you, lad, yeah, but I'm not going up there without nothing, mate. I'm going up there strapped because these are heavy. I've got to go up there strapped, so I guess this kid, as soon as I've mentioned that he's got to come up there with me, I can just see what's going on. He's trying to blend it, and he's trying to blag it, but lad, I can see right through you straight away. So we end up getting up there, right, the little 3.5 hour drive, gets up there, goes to this gaff with these, and you know what, you should have seen how many of them was. Now, I'm out of my league because it's not my area, and these are heavy. Let's just say, 2 men went there and 1 come back. Do you understand what I'm saying? 2 men went and 1 come back. So I'm on the way back and I'm just thinking, no, my God, no way. And they're like, listen, we're not working with you no more, and this, that. And I'm like, what do you mean, lad? What have I done? I haven't done none. So in my head, I'm thinking, so I goes back to my mates and I'm saying, who's he? You know, they're like, where is he? I'm like, lad, he's gone. They're like, what is it? Lad, he's gone. They're like, what? I'm like, lad, he fucking set him on fire and everything, lad. And they're like, and what, you just stood there? I'm like, yeah, I did just stand there, lad. Why wouldn't I just stand there, lad? I don't even know him, lad. You brought him in here, and look what he's just put my life in jeopardy, lad. What are you on about, lad? Where was you? I phoned you to come down. Where was you, lad? Yeah, fucking start coming at me like that. Start coming at me like, oh, no, what? It was a nightmare. It was just one of them nightmares where you're just like, I can't do nothing about it. And I don't know what. I don't even want to do nothing about it, yeah. If you want to start going around like that, and you want to start representing firms and then bumping other firms who are their contacts, lad, you deserve it. And that's just how it is, yeah. I've got loads to say, but I can't say it because I just can't. So anyway, this is all fictional stories from the Scouse, yeah. The narrator is just a storyteller, and none of this is real, and it's all made up, and it's just off the top of my head, yeah, Scouse it out.